the person that's complaining need to be accountable. And I'm just being honest. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he know this. He, I don't know the whole story, but I know that one is trying. And I mean, 11 could be a little better with how he respond to things.
What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another episode of the SO Show. Hey, man. Hey, we got Brandon Graham, defensive end for the Philadelphia Eagles. He letting the cat out the bag. Apparently, you know what I'm saying? He exposed AJ Brown and Jalen Hurts having like a little beef going on in the locker room. Now, Brandon Graham said, as y'all saw in the video, basically Brandon Graham said that Jalen Hurts probably said some things to AJ Brown. And AJ Brown, you know how AJ Brown is. AJ Brown is a very passionate receiver. He a passionate player. He take pride in the way how he play, how he produce, what he expects of his coaching staff to, feed him the ball, and he's that number one option. He always felt like that from the jump. So Brandon Graham basically was hinting that Jalen Hurts kind of said something that maybe offended AJ Brown, and AJ Brown just didn't want to hear it after that. Now, my whole thing with this is, now Brandon Graham, I'm not gonna lie, as a captain, I think he a captain of the team. Sometimes you just gotta let stuff in the locker room, just let it be in the locker room. Don't give your opponents, don't give the media, don't give anybody the upper hand, or don't let nobody in the outside of that locker room, outside of that organization, know what's going on. Or even if you don't even know, like he ended up backtracking, saying that he should have, kept that between AJ Brown and Jalen Hurts. He should have stayed out of it. He should have never mentioned anything. And he shouldn't have said anything about it. Because again, you just got to leave that stuff in the locker room. Whatever y'all got going on in that locker room, let it stay in there. Don't let the whole world know what y'all got going on, because now people can use that to their advantage and, try to get in your head. The funny thing about all of this is the Eagles are 11-2. With all this beefing going on between the players and everything, the Eagles are 11-2. They on a 9-game winning streak. And Saquon having his best season yet out of his whole career. Saquon leading the league in rushing yards with 1,600 yards and 11 touchdowns. So, I mean, the Eagles they balling out right now, and they on a 9-game winning streak. But somehow, some way, what the Eagles never fail to do is self-destruct. Because we seen it last year. The Eagles started the season 10-1. They were 10-1. They ended up towards the end of the season, they ended up losing 5 of their 6 games. They went from 10-1 to 11-6. And then they ended up going to the wild card round, and they got bounced out against Tampa Bay. They got upset by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So the season just fizzled out that fast, that quick last season. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully this year we kind of seeing it again. Now it's the AJ Brown, Jalen Hurts feud, because last year it was Nick Sirianni and Jalen Hurts beefing and feuding back and forth with each other last season. Now this season we got AJ Brown and Jalen Hurts going at it. And honestly, if I'm AJ Brown, I'll be mad too. Man, because the past 2 games, Jalen Hurts ain't been playing too good, man. Hurts barely threw over 100 yards the past 2 games. He faced Baltimore Ravens. He threw for 118 yards. Now, granted, that is the Baltimore Ravens. Their defense is pretty good. So I guess I'll give Jalen Hurts the benefit of the doubt with that one. But the game after that, they faced Carolina, and he threw for only 108 yards. Against a Carolina defense with that type of offense that they have, no way Jalen Hurts should be throwing 108 yards for a total game. That's terrible. I don't care how good Saquon Barkley running. Honestly, I don't care. When you got receivers like AJ Brown, when you got receiver like, Devontae Smith, you got to feed them, man. You got to give them the ball somehow, some way. And Jalen Hurts just haven't been doing that these past couple games. For the past 3 games, Jalen Hurts haven't thrown the ball more than 25 times. For the past 3 games. With A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith He hasn't thrown the ball no more than 25 times the past 3 games. That's terrible. Again, I get it. Saquon Barkley, the run game is there. It's always going to be there. It's been there this whole season. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I understand all that. But at the same time, you got guys, you got these receivers, you got a number one receiver like AJ Brown, and you not feeding them. That's a problem. That's a problem. So, and Hurts is 4 for 12. He's 4 for 12, and he only thrown for 71 yards on passes that was 10 plus yards or more. So through the air, down the field, Jalen Hurts is inaccurate. He can't get the ball to his receivers if it's more than 10 plus yards. That's a problem because Saquon can get you. He can pretty much do this throughout the whole season. But when it comes playoff time, it's gonna have to be a team effort. If the Eagles want to make it back to the Super Bowl, it got to be a team effort. You just can't keep relying on Saquon Barkley to take y'all all the way to the Super Bowl, to the finish line, and win the whole thing. That's just not how the NFL works. You got to be able to throw the ball down the field. Jalen Hurts got to wake up. I mean, it's not all on Jalen Hurts. Don't get me wrong, AJ Brown. He could, he ain't got to be a diva about it. But at the same time, I understand where AJ Brown coming from. You know what I'm saying? Put the ball in his hands. And AJ Brown he only has 48 receptions throughout the season so far. He's 47th in the league. Why does AJ Brown only got 48 receptions as being the number one receiver on that team? He was targeted only 4 times against Carolina. He had 43 yards that game. Devontae Smith. Of course, Devontae Smith not going to really talk about it. He never been that type of player. He's not going to blast anybody's name out in the media. He's not going to act a certain way. You never going to see that out of him, like outside of the facility and practice and everything. Devontae Smith can complain just as much as AJ Brown doing. Devontae Smith only has 45 receptions. That's 54th in the league. And let me just say, for the past 3 games, these are Devontae Smith numbers for the past 3 games. 14 receiving yards, 29 receiving yards, and 37 receiving yards. Why are your best 2 receivers on the team arguably top 15 in the league with AJ Brown and Devontae Smith? They easily top 10 probably in the league. And they're at the bottom tier of receptions out of every receiver in the league. They at the 48th spot and the 54th spot. That's a problem, Jalen Hurts. You got to get it together. You know what I'm saying? So y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Is it? I mean, even though the Eagles are on a 9-game winning streak, is that going to be enough? With Saquon Barkley running the ball like that, is it going to be enough for them to go, to the distance, all the way to the Super Bowl and winning the Super Bowl? Is AJ Brown overreacting? Was Brandon Graham wrong for airing out their business? Y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think, man. But that's it for the SO show, and thank y'all for watching.